Greetings, YouTube. It is I, the Gamer Dude Abides. We're back with Final Upgrade. In the last episode, we modified the beginning ship, got everything set up, and now we're ready to see what else we can do. We noticed at the end that we were using energy and we were not replenishing any. So we need to look and see what we can do to rectify that. And that starts with going beyond our first little sector here by pressing the M key on our keyboard. That brings up the map. This map will have these little hexagons that you can visit. That some will have asteroids, some will have planets. There's various different things you can find throughout the entire galaxy. We start off only knowing the location of our current location, but then we've also got this one here, which we know nothing about, and we have this one here, which we know nothing about. Now, we're going to visit both of these, and we're going to do it in different fashions. The first way, we're going to start with our ship. We're going to right-click on it, and you see where it says Jump to Sector? We can either press that, and then select which sector we want to go to, or we can hover over it, press J on the keyboard, and then click on the space we want to go to. So we're going to jump to this one. Now this one's giving us iron ore, which we like, but we don't know what it wants because there's no colony here yet. So we're going to start, we're going to claim this sector for 1,000 bits of energy. Now it's going to take some of our limited supplies here, but we have enough right now to do this, and we're not going to be in too much trouble. It's going to do a couple things for us. It's going to give us a colony. Also, take a look at this total memory down here. When we claim the sector, it increases our memory. We gain a population of 25,000. That's our first colony. These guys want coolant. Well, we don't have coolant. That's not going to help us much. So now we're going to check out our map, and we're going to look at the other way we can expand. And we're going to expand back this direction towards this other one we saw from the beginning. We'll get to this eventually. It's actually going to be the third one we go to because of the flow of the first couple minutes of the game. We're going to jump over here to Marqueb 1. Now this is the other way we can go into a new sector. Our ship is in the other sector. We haven't jumped it here. There's nothing here. We can hit claim sector, and the first available ship we have will show up and claim it for us. Now, you'll notice a couple things here. We've got oil, just like in the real world. Oil can be burnt for energy, and you can see that it has an energy value of 100, which is nice. We don't have the tech for oil just yet, and we'll solve that problem in a second. But if you look over here, they have a constant demand of iron. We've got iron, so let's give it to them. One of the ways we can do it is we can start by clicking on the iron. We can just drag over here to here, and we could let go. Now the problem with that is, since we don't have the research for oil yet, we would have wasted whatever iron's in our thing to begin with. We don't want to do that, and not here at the beginning, because as you can see, we've already used up one bank of batteries and we're starting into the second. So what we're going to do is we're going to see what it takes to get oil. We can click on Tech Tree right here. Remember earlier in episode, we can hit T and it brings up the tech. We see oil right here, or we can click Tech Tree and it'll bring us straight to oil harvest. Isn't that nice? And one of the things we need is we need electricity to fuel us. So let's go ahead and click on this electricity from oil, and we're going to hit research. Now you'll notice when we hit research or right click, we're going to right click on it this time, it gives us oil harvest, power generator, and electricity from oil. We're going to start it up. We're going to let that research. And because we have all of those research machines there, it goes pretty fast. So now we've got oil harvest. Why is it not? Let's jump up. There we go. Now, if we provide them 1 per second of these iron, they're going to give us 2 per second of this oil. Now we're going to go ahead and drag this over, drop it off here. And what's going to happen is, we're at y times 1 speed, this ship is going to fly down to the planet. It's going to give them some iron. You'll see it happen in a second. It just gave them what we had in our bay, which turned out to be around 70. And now we're starting to gain oil. But that's not doing us any good because it's down on the planet still. So what we're going to do, while we're doing our next step, we're going to move our ship back to the asteroid. Remember, we mouse over it, press J. We're going to send it back to the asteroid. We're going to get it snugged up against the asteroid. And we are going to start mining to refill our stocks. Press M to go back to our map, and then we're going to go back to here. Now, we got to get some way to get the oil from the surface back up top to us. And then, after the research we just finished, we're going to turn that oil into electricity. Now, there are several things we can do next. We can start with the build station button, which is absolutely acceptable, and I think that's what we're going to do. We'll just hit build station. And now we've got this nice station right here. Let's go ahead and get our ship back over here. And we're going to start building. The way you build on something other than the ship itself, we click on this core. We're going to drag it until it turns into a wrench. And now we're going to start building the station. Now the robots and the construction cannon we built in the last episode are going to start putting this together for us. Notice the little guy's working. We're going to bump it up to ×2 just to get it done faster. Now we're slowly using up our sources of energy. We're almost down to 2 used up battery bays. We are going to jump this back to here again. We're going to move it back up to here. And we're going to start it mining again. And now we're going to go back to the planet. Now you've noticed we got these things popping up on the right. This first one was when we established this colony. We could hit jump to sector and it'll go straight to the sector. The next one was claim location. We got a research that finished. Sell to planet. That's when we sold our first load. We upgraded the power generator. Electricity from oil. Now, something else happened. The first time this green bar here gets all the way up to the top, it's going to tell us that this colony is ready to be upgraded. And that's what this little here is. We jump to sector, boom. And it wants now iron copper composite. We're not going to worry about that just yet. We'll focus on that when we get to it. Last but not least, it told us it was done constructing this. Now, what do we need? We need some way to get the iron to the surface, which is what this... There we go. You see how we've got this space elevator with the rings going? We're going to use this space station core to do most of our heavy lifting for us. Now, problem is, we're going to build, there's nowhere for me to put stuff. So let's take a look at tech again, and we'll go to the home screen and see what we got. We've got 2 technologies that are going to be useful for us. We've got a tank, that's for liquid storage, and we've got this storage, which is for solid storage. We're going to do both of those. We're going to start with the liquid tanks, and then we're also going to take that. Once that gets going, here shortly, we're now going to try to get the oil from the surface up to our space station. So we'll hit B, just like with the ship. We've got these pipes. Pipes have an unlimited flow when they're working within 1 unit. So the pipes on this station, unlimited flow. If we had pipes on our ship, unlimited flow. To go from the ship to the station, it's 2 items per second. Right now, we don't have to worry about that speed because, like I said, it's unlimited flow. So we're going to pull from here, and we're just going to pull this straight down. And that's going to take the oil from the surface and bring it through those pipes. Now, we just hit pipe one more because I want to get 2 spaces there. We just finished researching tanks. So we're going to put a tank right here just for now to get things going. We also researched a power generator. So let's bring this down, and we're going to put a power generator right there. Now, what do we got? That was that, 2 researches, and this is telling us it's done mining. So let's go ahead and jump over here. We're going to grab him, remember, highlight it, right click it, go to jump, or hit J. We're going to bring it back. And we are going to use this to finish constructing the rest of our little space station here. All right, well, we've got oil down there. Construction's finished. Nothing's happening. Well, remember, we have no power in the space station yet. So we're going to take a little bit more of our dwindling resources. What's this telling us? The station is low on energy. We know that. Take a little bit more of our dwindling resources. We're going to click on the battery and drag it to the batteries of the space station. Release. We're going to bump this up just a little bit to give us power in the space station. And now, what's going on? What's not giving us anything here? Let's see. What happens if we put a battery right there? All right, well, that's not doing anything either. So let's go ahead and do what we did before, and we're going to manually deliver some more oil, or more iron. Huh. Nothing's happening. I wonder why. Well, right now the game doesn't know what we want in this storage. If we right click on it, remember how we had to do it with the extractor? Well, we have to tell it that this, we want to take oil. And now look at that. It's being filled up with the oil that we had on the planet. Same thing with this right here. Notice how we've only got 1 and a little less than half. We're going to tell this that we want it to use oil. Now look at it go. And it's slowly filling up. So now we've got power being created. Let's grab some power. Transfer all of it. And it's still going. So now we've solved the problem of power. It's not very efficient power. It's not even really automated power yet. So we're going to take another step so that we don't have to fly all the way down to the planet. So we're going to go into build. We're going to build a wall 1 segment out of iron. And we're going to bring it straight up. And that gives us our 2 plus 1. We're going to take a storage. Place it here. We're going to set the storage for iron by right clicking on it and then selecting iron. And now we're going to add our pneumo tubes from here down to there. Now you notice I started dragging on the thing itself, but it didn't create a tube there. It did, however, give us the direction arrows that we want. Last but not least, let's tell our machine or our ship to finish processing this. And now you can tell they're done. We can drop this in here. It's going to transfer the iron we've got, which is going to be sent to the station core, which is going to be sent down to the planet, which is going to give us more oil, which is going to come back up and create energy for us. And now we can take the energy we need. Boom. And that's our second tutorial. That's how to get energy production started. In our next tutorial, we're going to streamline this a little bit, make it automated so that we can step away and go do other things in the galaxy. Because we're an AI. We don't need to necessarily be focused on the one task, do we? All right. Thank you very much for joining me, and I hope to see you in the next tutorial. Bye-bye now.